So I picked up this Royal a little while ago from Goodwill, and for the price I couldn't let it go. So it's a very good vacuum. I've always liked these Royals because they clean incredibly well, and you know, for a vacuum that's made out of metal, they really don't weigh that much. They're very maneuverable, they're very easy to push, and again, as far as their cleanability, they'll allow it clean just about anything else that's available on the market, and I refuse to think otherwise. And some people may disagree with me, and that's alright. I personally think that these are very good vacuums. Anyway, putting that aside, this is an anniversary edition. It was made in 1991. And you can see this is a brush roll. Brush strips are a little bit worn, so they're due for replacement. Again, they were meant to be changed every few years, and I highly doubt they actually were changed that frequently. I did put some oil on the rear bearing because this is one of the models that has the fill tube right here, so that was a very nice feature. The wheels were squeaky, which is again a very common thing on these Royals, so I lubed up the wheels so they don't squeak anymore. This is the this belt lifter thing. Actually, it's got a little bit of rust on it, which again is very common. I see these on these all the time. Adjuster right here. I had to clean it. Was full of crap, so I had to clean it out. This one has the adjuster right. The last Royal that I had did not have the adjuster right. It was just the lever that was like 5 or 6 settings, and you just pushed it down, pushed it up to adjust it. Again, you know, the advantage of this is that this is much more precise. I'm not quite sure why they changed over to just the pedal, but again, the adjuster right adjusts it perfectly. So this one's got it. And I've had ones with adjust rights, both adjust rights, this precise lever as well as the pedal. So I've used both. And it works very well. This one has the bag setup that's more like the F&G style Eureka. You can see it's down here. You put the collar over this inlet thing right here. I just configured to have a bag because I don't have any F&G Eureka bags. Again, F&G bags weren't the original bag for this vacuum, but they fit it, so that's why I call them F&G bags. I personally prefer later model Royals that use the B bags, which is more conventional setup where you have to push in the collar and the inlet, more like changing a bag on a Kirby. And I prefer those, but this one does not have that. It's in decent shape. It's not the nicest Royal upright I've come across, but I got it because the price was fair. I like the color. Blue is one of my favorite colors, and it does work very well. So these vacuums were made before filtration was important, so it doesn't filter very well. Filters pretty well through the bag because I put a HEPA bag in it, but it does leak dust pretty much everywhere else on the vacuum, especially around here. And it does leak some dust out of here too because it's picking up so much dust that it's kind of like inhaling dust from these inlets. So yeah, it does blow around a little bit of dust. But again, these days, you know, for a vacuum, aren't very many vacuums that clean carpet better than this. And I can argue all day long about that, and I will stand by that because I think these are really fantastic vacuums. At least the older ones like this. I cannot speak for earlier model Royals. I know the quality has gone downhill a little bit, but as far as Royals go that were made in the like 70s, 80s, 90s, those Royals really are really good machines, such as this one, because I said this one was made in 91. I even have the owner's manual right here. It's just an extra manual I had staying around from another Royal I had years back, and this is very likely at least similar to the manual that would have originally gone with this vacuum, because this vacuum was made in 91 and this manual has an issue date of 1990, so very close in age. So it's got just a very simple toggle switch on the top, so there's very little to go wrong with this vacuum. And you can really, I mean, these vacuums can go for years and years without service, as long as you keep this back bearing greased up. You know, these vacuums are made to last, they're meant to be serviced, and they're still, not the best choice for commercial use, at least for like restaurants, but for like churches and other areas that don't require or don't facilitate vacuuming up large objects, or things that could possibly damage the fan. Those kind of situations, these are still very good commercial vacuum cleaners, and they can withstand abuse. So we'll give it a quick run. It's a little bit loud, but it's not as loud as the newer Royals. Newer Royals really are screamers, but these ones aren't too bad. Pretty much on the same level as a Kirby. These older ones, and the really old ones are very quiet, but those don't have any power. These ones have a lot more power, so that's why I prefer these. In my opinion, late 80s, early 90s, that was kind of the best era for these Royals. They had the best motors, best brush rolls. Overall, very good vacuum. So, here we go. So that is the Royal Anniversary Edition, and there really aren't very many vacuums that clean as well as this, and there really aren't very many vacuums either that are as serviceable as this. This is one of those vacuums where you just keep it in good working order, service it every few years, oil it when it needs to, place a brush roll, and yeah, these vacuums last pretty much a lifetime, at least this generation of Royals. I cannot speak for newer Royals, but anyway, that is the 1991 Royal Anniversary Edition upright. I hope you enjoyed the video.